Macho Talks Jets now. Macho Talks Sports. Macho Talks Sports. Macho Talks Sports.
Welcome to Macho Talks Jets. We here. We did it. This is the time. We are going to, let me fix this up real quick. I don't know what happened here. Give me a second. But I'm excited for all of you guys to be here. I'm excited for my co-host to be here. We got a couple of co-hosts with me today. There it goes. I'm going to bring everyone on one by one. Maybe you know them, maybe you don't. We all going to get acquainted together. We're going to vibe out for a second. We got a couple of topics for you today. Excited to talk to these people about it. So the first person we got coming up, she is the host of Sports Rants with Abby and Friends. She's the co-host of Take Flight Talk. Allow me to introduce Miss Abby Rants. How you doing, Abby?
Good. I'm excited to be here. I'm always excited to talk New York Jets football. You already know.
That's what we're here for. And we got a couple more people with us. We got a couple more. The next one right here. This guy had me on his show last night. Great hospitality. He's the owner of an autographed sauce jersey. I don't know how he feels about that right now. He's also the co-host of Jets Worldwide. My boy, Snowball. How you doing, Snowball?
Abs, Macho, nice to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. And, well, I'll leave it at that for now. I'm excited. This is live show number one, right?
Live show number one. My first one on the channel. First one ever. I'm glad to have you guys here, man.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. And thank you for yesterday, too. That was a great conversation.
Oh, it's good to have you.
Of course, someone else that was a part of that. Last but not least, this guy was actually the guy that reached out to me to have me on the show yesterday. So I had to reach back, tell him to join the show today. Very excited to have him. My boy, Johnny Boy. How's it going, Johnny?
Macho, thank you for having me. Abby, Snow Bizzle. Hello, sir. Long time.
I'm excited to have you guys. Let me cut the vibes off real quick. So we got a lot to talk about. we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the main topic since the 4th has been these trades, right? Major trades. We got a couple of people saying hi in the chats. Oh, Mr. Boy Green.
Boy Green.
What up, boy? It's my brother right here. So he said he's sick hat because he's actually a firefighter from New York. So his boy actually hooked me up with this hat. So shout out to him. I appreciate you, bro. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get right into these trades. We're going to do it in chronological order. So that first one. Bring everyone back real quick. That first one was obviously the sauce trade, right? So what I want to know is, and I'm going to start with you, Abby. What was your initial thoughts? And then how do you feel about it now?
I mean, I was shocked. I was in the middle of a work meeting and I pulled up Instagram and it was right at the top of the feed. And my coworker's next to me and he's a Giants fan. But I showed him my phone and he's like, no way. And I was like, I thought it was one of those, those fake news pages. Yep. That's what I thought it was. So I was shocked. Mind you, I'm more of a Garrett Wilson girly. So if it was Garrett Wilson, I probably would have rioted. And so I was shocked, but I honestly wasn't that upset from the get-go when I saw everything that we got in return for him. And honestly, again, my whole thoughts were shifting all throughout the day, but I was happy that he was going to a team who has a chance to actually go all the way this year. So I was happy for him. But I was also confused because, like, you just paid him over the summer just to trade him 4 months later. It didn't make sense to me. Sauce, he's top 5 corner. He deserved to absolutely 100% be paid. I don't think he's necessarily been a playmaker on the defense. You can argue, people don't throw his way. Again, the stats are still really good for him. But, I mean, I have to trust that this staff saw something in Sauce that maybe they weren't happy with, or maybe he didn't play like they thought he would. So I got to trust the staff. But that was kind of my initial reaction to it. Again, very happy for him. It hurts a little bit because he was already practicing in his Colts. He was already at the Colts practice. He was already in that one jersey. So it kind of stings, but I understand. And I mean, as Jets fans, we have seen this happen before. It's happened plenty of times. So I don't know why we're even so shocked, but that was kind of my whole thoughts on it. And of course, throughout the week, I've gotten over it. And like you said, we've had 4 or 5 days to talk about it. So I've gotten it all out there, and I'm ready for, this matchup against the Browns coming up tomorrow.
And then what about you, Johnny Boy? Did you have similar thoughts, or was your thought process a little different when all this was breaking out?
So I think I was was the Sauce trade shocking to me? No, in the sense that I was more shocked that this was not leaked out at all, because in the past, this organization had holes everywhere. You could listen and hear what's coming out of One Jets Drive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm chilling, right? I'm hanging out with shout out to Jaden. I'm with Jaden. We're talking. The news comes out. We both are like, oh snap! We got 2 first rounders. I'm like, all right, that's cool, man. I'm hoping that they do something with it. But when they said A.D. Mitchell with it, that's when I got hyped. And I was like, wow, that is a crazy, crazy trade that we got for him. And I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of what Ab said. I think you are hitting on something, because I feel like, first off, AG, that was his position. AG's old school. That dude used to rock the really big pads because he was not scared to hit and tackle. You're seeing that with Stevens and the way he plays as a corner. Unfortunately, with Sauce, you didn't have that. Even though, and we said it yesterday, a lot of people keep saying that this guy is like a bum or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what are you talking about? This guy is still top 5 in the league. He's been for it for a while now. No, the real beef that you got is that you keep comparing him to Darrelle Revis, and you want him to be Revis, which they're 2 completely different players. But, and I'm going to end it at this. This man is dead to me. He trolled the living crap out of the Jets organization by sending them 2 kids those signed jerseys, and made sure he was filming it and blasted it towards us. So hell nah, man. Sauce, go, bro. You're done.
You burning the jersey?
I'm not buying any more new jerseys from any new players, bro.
Snowball, as the owner of an autographed Sauce jersey.
Yeah.
How did this hit you?
I have to tell you the truth. In the beginning, when I first heard it, I was in shock. No one was talking about it. Nobody expected this trade. It was absolutely off the map. Nobody thought that this was going to happen. Then you see Sauce Gardner traded to the Colts. I was in shock. It was crazy. But then, that was the initial reaction, because it's part of your family. We drafted him, right? Like, you saw him come through the ranks of, from rookie to, he has like a lot of accolades, offensive, defensive rookie of the year. So he's a valued player. Once you let it simmer a little bit, you kind of see the compensation, and you kind of understand that, like everyone else was saying, maybe his style of play isn't what the defense wants. So he can shut down half they want the ball. I think that's what they want. They want him to get the ball, and he just wasn't doing it. And if you caught that first practice session that Sauce was right?
With the Colts.
Right? With the Colts, right? And they, you know, they throw him a blooper, and like he totally misses the ball. You're like, all right, you know what? Thanks for the 2 first rounders and you know, AD Mitchell and whatever. So we'll see what happens. I think we're prepared. I think we can, you know, we definitely have the draft compensation to pick somebody up, or if we need, or you know, free agency, whatever we need. We shall survive. We are the Jets. We've gone through this before, like Ab said. So, you know, on and upward. That's it.
Yeah, if there's anyone that can deal with the hurt, it's us. It's us. We've been through it all. I'm kind of similar when it came to just being shocked with the trade. Obviously, this wasn't something that was leaked. We had absolutely no inkling that Sauce was even in the trade block. If you hear what Muji says, he said that he wasn't on the trade block. That was just something that the Colts kept calling. The price kept getting higher, and then eventually he just couldn't turn it down. And then when you see what we got for him, it's kind of understandable. I wouldn't be able to turn that down either, as much as I love him. So when the trade first broke, I was hurt. I was honestly hurt. I was on my way to make a video about it, screaming at the Jets, "What the hell are we doing?" And I couldn't even really process it, because while I'm editing that video, the next one comes out, which we'll talk about in a second. But again, it's been a couple of days since that trade happened. We talked about it, analyzed it, overanalyzed it so many times. When I think about the trade now, I absolutely love it for us. We have really no direction on this team at the moment. And with this trade, this gives us some flexibility of what we could do in the future. What that is, I don't know yet. But just knowing the fact that we have options now, as opposed to how it was before. I wasn't playing like Sauce. That was Ahmed. Yeah, that's true.
Hilarious.
That's true, bro.
Hey, Macho, Abs, and Snowball, I want to ask you guys this, right?
What's up?
So we were able to see AZ Thomas play last week against the Bengals. He was lining up against Chase. Yes, there was one play that he did get burnt, but I think I fault that to that the safety did not help, where the communication wasn't there. Other than that, he played pretty well, I would say. Did that come into effect to you guys and say, I mean, this AZ Thomas, we saw something with him locking up this guy, and Stevens is playing pretty well, and then Brownlee is kind of doing something. So I don't know. Like, am I the only one?
No, for sure. I think it was more Stevens than AZ, but I'm pretty sure that gave a little extra confidence on top of that, because I think Stevens is our new number one now with Sauce gone. But to be able to feel like he can trust maybe AZ on the wide receiver too now, that probably played a fact into, and then obviously Brownlee as our slot corner. No, yeah, that definitely had to play, because if he didn't feel like we had the pieces to be able to play without him, I don't think he makes this deal.
Right. No, and I agree with you too. And Sauce is not their guy. They didn't draft him. You know what I mean? And it says a lot when they called about Garrett Wilson. Shut that down immediately. Yeah. And so you wonder what they were kind of seeing out there and evaluating out there. But without, I mean, we're going to talk about the next trade upcoming, but you're not winning with both of these guys anyways. So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And obviously with I don't know how Sauce's attitude was in the locker room, but we now know Quinnen was asking out a couple of times.
Hey, can I touch on one thing that I'm about to get Abby to curse me out right now in a moment? Because I know she's a giant Garrett Wilson fan. So am I. I know Snowball is as well, and Macho. But if they came to you, and I know my guy Armand's in the building right now, he's gonna appreciate this. But if they came and said, I'll give you 2 ones, a second that could potentially become a number one later on, are you listening to this? And do you think this organization is listening to that?
I think they're listening, but me personally, I wouldn't.
Right. And that's where I'm at. Trust me, they're listening. You know what I mean? It's not like they hung up the phone. They were like, you know, they obviously didn't have the same reaction that they did with Sauce. You know what I mean? But it was only to an extent. But the thing is, too, you have to think about this. Justin Fields is the guy they brought in. You have that connection right there. So you have to think, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with the quarterback. Justin Fields obviously on a 2-year deal. Are they going to draft someone and, you know, have him sit behind Justin Fields? You know what I mean? So you don't want to ruin that like connection that they already have from back their days with Ohio State, Garrett and Justin Fields. I mean,
no team thought they were going to offer Sauce for what he got right now too. So Muji is cooking stuff that we have no idea about and still telling people to, yo, do me a favor. Do not let this leak out yet because I'm going to go do something. So that was awesome in regards to that. But yo, we don't know what this guy is doing, man. That's the awesome part. This man is working in silence. Yeah. And I love it.
Well, and I was kind of going back and forth with someone in some comments on TikTok because she was saying that that Garrett is not performing either. And I bounced back at her and I was like, girl, then look at the quarterback situation. And then we went back and forth just a little. I get where she's coming from. He's not putting up numbers, but he's also, we're not throwing downfield. That's a whole conversation for a whole other day. But
corners go first in the draft, or do you mean when it's time to trade somebody? What do you mean, Woody?
He hates Garrett Wilson. Everybody.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
And I know. I mean, Woody, that's they're like that, man. But
in trades, okay.
Johnny, I think the Jets would definitely listen to that offer.
Yeah.
But with what they have right now, you know, letting go of Garrett Wilson would be a huge, huge blow to the organization. On the other hand, getting back to the Sauce thing, you know, it's a trade deadline. So you know, it's a deadline, right? The date was a deadline. It doesn't mean that trades couldn't have happened before that, but there was a deadline. So I think going back to the point, watching and seeing what our current corners can do, especially in that Cincy game, you know, it kind of gave us an inclination that we could operate without this guy. You know, we, like Ab said, and like Johnny said, we weren't winning games with these people anyway. So yeah, the trade was okay. It was all right. So yeah.
To answer Johnny's question, would you take that trade for Garrett?
Would I take the trade for Garrett? At this point, no. I would not. I would not take it.
Same.
The one thing I do like about the trade, though, is it shows they're investing in the offense. You're adding more offensive pieces. I can tell you right now, I'm not saying it's fantastic, but the wide receiver room looks better than it did a week ago.
100%.
Yeah.
And what is having a top 10 defense really done for us at the end of the day? I was coming into the season, I was already okay with the fact that if the defense took a step back and we're just mid, I would have been fine with that if the offense would have been better. Well, clearly that hasn't happened, but
not yet. But it's trending there, possibly, hopefully. Now, with this trade here, obviously, this gives us even more flexibility this year, next year. And I love what Muji's doing, where he's always adding a player onto these deals. No matter what, he's taking somebody from them and repurposing them and using them in ways that they weren't getting used before. And I'm hoping Mozzie Smith is another one of those people that kind of comes in and just gets to work. Honestly, I love Quinnen. Love Quinnen. He's become more of just a run stopper. And for the amount that he's getting paid, it makes it a little more easy to transition from him. Now, is Mozzie going to be that person? I don't know. Obviously, he is a pretty good run blocker, but he hasn't really been popping off in the NFL since he got drafted. So I'm hoping that's something that we can coach up. But until then, I mean, I just love the fact that we're getting rid of these two players that, as much as we have an emotional attachment to them, they're not really helping us win. We're getting these picks back to help build up a future. But then he's also added in A.D. Mitchell. He's added in John Mechie. He's added in Mozzie Smith, and kind of just reworking that roster as he's going. So, Snowball, what was your thoughts when you saw this trade come up versus how you feel about it now? Is it the same? Did it change over time?
I mean, I think for the amount of time that Quinnen Williams has spent with the Jets and for the record that he has seen year after year, you know, it's about time the guy had a change of scenery. And being that he was, the ranked where he was amongst defensive tackles, the compensation was good. And, I think that the deal made sense on all points, like between the Jets and the Cowboys and Quinn Williams, right? Everything made sense. So it was a very logical trade. And I thought that from the beginning, and that's the way I feel now.
Well, what about you, Johnny?
Look, I've been saying it forever and a day when it came to Quinnen in regards to he was the guy that I said that we would get the most for, which would have been a first and potentially something else from that. Then Connor Hughes comes out and he's like, the talk around the league is that this guy is only going to get you a second. And then this comes out. And for me, I was like, yo, these guys that are working, these reporters, the media personnel have no idea what Muji and AG and all that staff is working. The Mozzie Smith pick from Michigan, bro, when he was coming out, I wanted that guy. I was like, too. Please put him next to Quinnen, and you're about to see some monsters there, right? Didn't happen. And he was a first round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was like pick 26 or something.
So if you want to say anything in regards to that, bro, I love the fact that they made a hole, but they still plugged that hole back in by putting somebody that has so much upside that you're hoping, and what you're seeing in the guys that they've brought in so far, like Stevens, the Brownlee, Malachi, all these guys that are AG guys are being coached up really well. And I think Mozzie Smith comes into a place where brand new, it's New York, and you do great here, man. Might be getting me a Mozzie Smith jersey.
Don't do it. You know what's going to happen as soon as you buy it. Don't do it. Abby, what was your thoughts when you saw this trade go down, and then has it changed over time?
No, it's pretty much been the same. So after the Sauce trade, and then I saw this one. After the Sauce one, let me go back. I just was like, blow it up. We're going full rebuild. That's what that Sauce trade meant to me. I was like, cool. And then when I saw Quinnen, I was like, not surprised. Like I was saying, blow it up, start from ground zero. He was unhappy here. He's expressed that several times. The one thing about Quinnen, though, that hurts is he was more of a leader on the defense, to be really honest. I know Sauce is missed in the locker room because he was well-liked. Same thing with Quinnen, but Quinnen was more like the heart of the defense. So you're losing something in that aspect, but he has seen enough of Jets football, and it's not changing. He could already tell going into this, it's not going to change again. Like I said, no ill will towards either Sauce or Quinnen. I hope they thrive in their new environments, which they probably will, because that's what happens with all former New York Jets players. So it's I've been the same about it. I was okay with it. And I'm surprised, like you said, that we got that first round pick. And the Cowboys are desperate. Yeah. So I think we got a lot more than what was probably expected. So I'm happy with the return on this trade as well.
It seems like trading away Micah Parsons wasn't a good idea. That's what it feels like, doesn't it?
Macho and Abby, did you see what Snowball and myself put out yesterday in regards to this trade that was supposed to occur?
But please tell.
That's Snowball all day, every day.
He broke it on the show.
He broke it on the show yesterday.
It is a rumor. It's not to me. It's not truth until it's reported. But
me too, Armand.
It is a rumor that Quincy was supposed to go with Quinnen to the Cowboys. So
supposed to be a package deal.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to? Like, at this point with the Jets, if you're a semi-decent player, you want off the team, you go with your brother.
And they need linebacker help too.
Right. And they backed out on Quincy.
That's the first time I've heard that. Interesting.
Breaking news down here.
So, dude, so he gets benched because he started running his mouth and like thinking like I'm out of here, finally the hell with everybody, blah blah blah, and I'm going with my big bro, well my little bro. We're gonna wreck shop up in Dallas, and Jerry
said,
was
"Nope."
like, "Hold on, I just want your brother, buddy. You
That
go
must
back."
suck, man. That must suck. I feel like he's gonna be no help to us the rest of the year. Like he's just gonna be pouting all damn year, which absolutely sucks. But this is another trade that obviously helped us out. I mean, if we look at some of these picks that we have here,
Whew.
insane. This doesn't even include the seconds in 2027. Insane.
Stacked.
Absolutely stacked. One more trade that doesn't really get talked about a lot. It was actually like right there by the deadline when it happened. Was this 2028 7th round pick that was traded for Jazeer Taylor. Now I was looking into his tape. I was looking into his stats. He's not someone that's super impressive, of course. But we've seen Muji bring in people that didn't look impressive and found a way to make them work. Maybe this is something to help kind of put a Band-Aid on us losing Sauce as well. Just try to get more bodies at the cornerback position, see who works where, who works well in what type of system. So since he got drafted as a rookie, this was in 2022. He had Ronaldo Hill as his defensive coordinator. He played 15% of the snaps. He's a rookie. He's learning the playbook. That's cool. His next year, he had Derek Ansley. He played 46% of the snaps. The next year, they change again. Jesse Minter. He drops down to 32%, and now this year he's at 3%. I want to know, is his snap count dropping because these defensive coordinators are coming in and don't know how to use him, or is it dropping because he's just not a good player? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that this is a bad player that we're bringing onto the Jets, or is this a underutilized player that Muji sees that can fit into this system?
I don't know. I looked up his stats. I was looking, what he's done in the past, and he seems real quiet. He seems like a real quiet player.
I got this right here for you.
Yeah. Over the past 4 years, 1 pick, 8-yard return. So, yeah, I mean, you said that he played pretty decent. What, his second or third year he played half the snaps. So
yeah, his second year he played 46% of the snaps and then dropped to 32 the year after that in 2024. And then this year they barely played him. I think they played him in 1 game, 16 snaps.
Sounds like lack of production.
So solo, right, is solo tackles, right?
Correct.
Can you compare those real quick to the corners that we've had and their tackles? So like last year's class that we had here, the solid corners and how they tackled. I'm pretty sure they're not even probably close to any of these numbers.
So like DJ Reed and Michael Carter in them?
Yeah.
Okay. I can look into it.
The reason I say that is because if that's one position that I'm not worried about is the corner because of AG. And AG's play that position, and I trust him when everybody was breaking balls when it came to Stevens. Why would you do that? This guy came over here. He was trashed with the Ravens, blah, blah, blah. And then I believe he was leading the league in stats for the position that he plays in, if I'm not mistaken. So, again, I don't think this guy's going to start, if I'm being honest with you. It's another death piece probably and everything in case something occurs to one of our peoples. But I got to trust it, man. And I got to trust in the process that's going on.
Yeah, I'm right there with you too, because the people they have brought in have been great. They've added some great pieces there. I wonder, because Muji was obviously with the Broncos, obviously Broncos and Chargers being in the same division. I wonder if he had been scouting and looking at him since then and had his eye on him and, obviously brought it to AG and his attention.
So I see DJ Reed. He had, for solo tackles, he had 52. Sauce had 36. I don't like the way the website has it. Michael Carter had 20. So not crazy different.
Do you see what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
Because
Yeah,
of
crazy
the
difference.
because of the tackling. You know,
Mhm.
you see those numbers and you're like, yo, this fits AG and what AG wants his corners to do. They want you to tackle. You catch that ball, that's it. You're not going anywhere else. Right? Like he's trying to change the complete culture that's happening over there. I still feel like, again, and this is me because I do love Garner. I do love Sauce. Yo, he would shut down people, bro. Like guys were getting
Yeah, he
one
would.
pass for like 10 yards, you know, and that's what you want as a corner. Dude's his length, the arms, you know, and he was fast. But Sauce was just being too handsy, getting caught up, causing so many penalties. And the other thing too, bro, if I'm being honest with you guys, that interview that he had as his first interview for the Colts media, and he's like, "Oh, I was tired of losing." Kind of the same, you know, mind frame that Quinnen was talking about as well, because that's all they've ever known is losing. When these guys come from programs that all they've done is win and win, and you come to the Jets, that mental headspace wasn't there anymore, man. So that dude said, I woke up from a 1-7 team to a 7-1 team. Bro, he's throwing shots at us. And everybody's like, cool Sauce, man. Good luck. Nah, I do like literally showing the middle finger behind the damn curtain.
I feel
Right?
like he could be saying worse though. I feel like what he's saying is a little mild compared to what he probably really wants to say.
I agree.
But if he says that, how does that look for any of his endorsements? How is he going to get looked for anything? This dude is a spokesman for Buffalo Wild Wing. You know, he has to know, but you know, amongst himself, bro, they're probably talking all types of trash.
Oh yeah, of
all
course.
everything in regards to it. So, because at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah. So honestly, that I'm glad you brought that up because the best way to kind of get the mindset of the players when it comes to the business would be, I don't know if you guys heard what Garrett Wilson had to say about the trades.
He had a great response.
Yeah.
He definitely
I mean,
did.
it was
Mhm.
raw honesty. I
Mhm.
love to hear players when they speak the truth, like from their heart, and he's telling the truth. Play
So
it.
let
It's
me
amazing.
play that real quick.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't get paid to have the vision. They do, and you know they got one, and I gotta trust them, man. I do.
But when you lose two good players like that, it's obviously going to be harder to
Yeah, you know
win.
my emotions, like that side of it, I hate it. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I play football. I play with my brothers. I get to know my brothers. I hate it, but you know I'm paid to play football. No one cares if I hate it. Go catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it, and yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my job to the best of my ability, so that stuff like that, they feel like they can keep us all together. Because that's the reality of this thing. You don't win games, you know, things change. Like I said.
How do you guys feel about that?
I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was a great response. Very honest, and I mean, I don't think he threw any like shade at us or anything. Because
Right.
I'm sorry, Breece Hall has been low key pissing me off. Like he just
Yeah.
had free. I think he had free 20 on like some little TikTok picture he posted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get it. He's like friends. This was offensive rookie of the year. Sauce was defensive rookie of the year. They got drafted together. I get it. They're going to miss him in the locker room, as several other players will. But, you know, he also wants to play. I mean, Garrett also wants to play football. He wants to catch the ball. He wants to put up numbers and all of that. So the business side, it's like, what is he going to do about it at the end of the day? And honestly, it does kind of show them, again, they weren't going to really take any offers on Garrett. Kind of shows they're invested in you.
Mm-hmm.
You are not expendable to them. You are not replaceable to them. They're willing to build around you and with you. So I think that says something to Garrett at the end of the day. But a good response.
And I love the accountability he took, because it's like this. My job is to catch balls. Our job is to win games. If we're doing our job, none of this happens in the first place. So, and as mad as I am to see them go, if we did our jobs, they would still be here. So I mean, I love that he had to say that Brees should be traded. He should have been traded, but at the same time, you could see that Muji has a price for his players, and if you're not paying that price, you're not getting those players. Snowball, how'd you feel about what Garrett Wilson had to say?
Yeah, I think he's truly defining what the NFL is, right? And you know what they said, the NFL stands for not for long. So no one is permanent in their position on any team. So players get traded all the time. His position, Garrett's position, is dependent upon another player when you really think about it. So you know, if he has a good quarterback, then he excels. And what he's proven is that even with shitty quarterbacks, I'm sorry, but you know, he's still capable of producing. Sauce, on the other hand, is, you know, on an island by himself where he's relying on other people around him to give assistance. But people zero in on his production based on how he covers, you know, the best receiver on the other team. So it's a very wide open place for him to be exposed. And Quinnen, same thing. Like, he's going up against, I know he's going up against, you know, double teams and triple teams sometimes, and it can get difficult for him as well. Both players, I think the motivation just wasn't there anymore for them. But Garrett is a superstar on our team, and you know, he's speaking the truth. He's saying exactly what everyone is thinking about him, and I'm proud that he is a part of our team. So,
Johnny.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when I see stuff like this is the stuff that I talk about leaders do, right? Where they're not scared to essentially show their emotions, but they do it in such a professional way that it's not throwing shade at the organization at all. Yeah, dude, I'm going to be pissed. Sauce was my guy, right? Quinnen was big bro, you know, and if we would have been losing, these guys are still here. And New York is loving us. These guys are never having to pay anything when they go to anywhere in the Jersey or in the New York area itself. I've always said it with him that he's the one player that could talk a lot of trash, bro. A lot of trash, because he's given you 1,000 yards with crappy quarterback play, right? Could have been on some like, look what I'm doing. You see what I'm doing? I'm still giving you 1,000 yards and we're still trash. Never did that. When he was on the sidelines, flipping out, spazzing out, and people were like, oh, this dude is immature. He needs to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, you ever played? Bro, when somebody does a mistake or you're pissed off, man, and that emotion that he plays in that fire is what I want to see in my players. And he's like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Like, come on, man. We could win this damn game. What are we talking about? Because he wants to win at
John,
the end
you
of
said it. They come from winning organizations.
Exactly.
And they're not used to losing.
Ohio State to the Jets. That's a crazy jump.
I got one more thing, and correct me if I'm wrong. Garrett's a captain, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sauce is not.
Thank you.
That's a great point.
I'm going to leave it there.
And it shows.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Marcelino Ball got a damn captain over Sauce. And that's what we were talking about yesterday, Macho. The leadership, right? Like, where was it with that? The year before that, it was DJ Reed. Where DJ Reed's gone. You're supposed to be now the guy in the secondary that's going to be that leader. You said it multiple times. But bro, this dude on that interview with the Colts, oh, I'm laying in bed with my girl, and then I get a phone call, you know, and I'm just like, I blame you, Ice Spice, for all the bad crap that's happened to our guy Sauce, okay? You turn him from Sauce to Ahmed, all right? That's what happened.
So it's cool because what I also love about this this new regime, the way that they're handling their business, the way that they're moving in silence, the way that they're holding back trades until after the funeral's over. They're doing all the little stuff that you love to see, and what shows what good leadership is, right? Another example of that is A.D. Mitchell. When A.D. Mitchell found out that he was going to get traded, this is what he had to say.
I'm happy I didn't find out through social media. Was able to, have my conversation with the GM, the head coach. A ton of respect to them. And I was able to say my goodbyes to everybody. It was a very emotional day, but like I said, I'm excited to be here, and now I'm where my feet are. I'm happy.
So it comes off as something small, but like just little things like that. Like, I'm going to let you know this is where you're going to be. We just traded for you. Go say your goodbyes. Go do what you have to do. We're not going to put it in the media yet. You have 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it may be, to do what you have to do, and then we're going to break the news. So when you see stuff like that, how does that make you feel, Abby?
Oh, I mean, he was super humble about it, and he seems like a good dude. It's not like he's not a bum. You know what I
No,
mean?
of course
I
not.
think he's got punished for that touchdown that I think was fumbled out of the end zone.
Yeah.
To be honest, because it's kind of gone downhill for there. But he has a real opportunity here, and I think he knows it. He knows it too, because we don't have a wide receiver too. It's not like you're fighting for like wide receiver 3 or 4 on this team. No, we're looking for another person on the another person to help out Garrett Wilson. So yeah, like I said, though, classy move with Nick Mangold's funeral and all of that. I absolutely loved that. I heard that. And just all the respect in the world. I think that was very classy move.
Snowball?
Yeah, we listen, after the 33rd team got through all the interviews and decided to get Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, to tell you the truth, I was not excited. I didn't know what to expect, right? You have these two guys, first timers, and from all the things that they've done since they've been hired, aside from like some of the decisions that Glenn has made on the sidelines,
Yeah,
the drafting, the business decisions, the professionalism, the way that again, the way Glenn handles the media is another story. But
I love it.
yeah, I said it was another story. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it was another story. So, but those types of things, the decisions and the way that they're handling business is very encouraging. So we said that we wanted football people in those positions, and we thought we had it with Saleh and Joe Douglas, but it just seems as though we might have upgraded a little bit. So
it feels that way.
Yeah, right. You're not pissed off at the moves that they're making. They're making moves that initially piss you off, and then you kind of think about them and mull them over, and you're like, hey, that's really not so bad. So I can smile about this at the end of the day. So yeah.
Johnny?
Look, I wanted this guy coming out of the draft. All right, so everybody that knows me, they knows I'm a giant Bulldogs fan. Okay, this guy was there when we won the Natty. You know what I mean? So he has that pedigree and knows what championships are. He went over there to the Colts, didn't work out. You know, he had a Corley moment, and bro, this organization is working the way an organization is supposed to work, and we do not know what to do. The other thing that with him that I thought was pretty cool, AG's daughter went to high school with him and knew who AD Mitchell was. So I know AG hit up his daughter and was like, hey, give me the scoop on AD Mitchell and what's going on with him. AD Mitchell was also a teammate of Arian Smith over there, which he talks about that too, that they guys are really good friends when he got hurt and when Arian was hurt as well. So it's telling is what I'm trying to say. Like, these guys are doing their research before they just bring somebody on there that's going to fit the culture that they're trying to. And I can't stand using the word culture, if I'm being honest with you, because I feel like it's just so used constantly.
Overused,
right? But it's the truth. You're seeing the shift in the culture. You're seeing that we might have overvalued a lot of these guys that were here before, and we're picking these guys that are coming here from, I don't know, wherever they were at before, and they're making more of an impact than the people that were here before, that we were like, oh, you know, they had an all pro, they had all this, they had all that. But time will tell.
Johnny, let's say mindset from now on. Instead of culture,
Instead of culture.
mindset. We'll say mindset now.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to these. these comments real quick. Bree should have been traded. Now he walk away in free agency, and we won't get anything in return. Do you guys think that we're tagging him, or we letting him walk?
He's gonna get tagged. And Bilal Powell came out and said it. He was like, "Bro, I've had 4 managers. I've had 3 coaches, a whole bunch of coordinators. I was never anybody's guy, and I still came in there, produced, played, and did what I had. I let my playing do the talking for it, bro. If anybody, I don't know if you guys have watched it, but watch it, bro. Yo, Bilal Powell goes off on Brees Hall because he knows the talent that this kid has, and he's probably thinking, yo, I wish I would have had, a line that he has right now. And they're trying to give you to be that dude for us itself." That's my thoughts on that.
I think the Braylon Allen injury really played a part in all of this as well.
I agree.
I always kind of thought Brees was the odd man out. I think they do want him here to an extent because I'm sorry, Isaiah Davis is.
He's okay.
He's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he can't develop into that, but I mean, we were talking about the 2 Bs before Braylon Allen got hurt.
Yeah.
They'll probably tag him. I mean, if they want him to, the thing is though, the way. Sorry, I muted myself. The way Brees be talking right now, Brees needs to mute himself.
Yeah.
The way Brees be talking right now, I don't know. It's not a good look. And the thing is, if he wants an opportunity for another team to sign him, do you think they're not going to do their research and look back at all of this too? I mean, he acts like he doesn't have a place here. You are RB1,
Literally.
and I don't know. It's very, they didn't get what they wanted for him. They held firm, and I'm okay with that. And I feel like at this point, my opinion's changed on this a little. I feel like you just got to trust this organization. I trust to an extent because they've done some things that are very questionable to me. Johnny Boy loves AG's press conferences. I can't stand them because is there even a quarterback announcement yet?
Yeah. Actually, it got announced today.
It did.
Oh, did it?
Surprise! It's Justin Fields.
Oh, wow! It's gonna change the whole dynamic of tomorrow's
Now
game.
Cleveland has no idea.
They didn't see it coming,
baby.
So
what was it called? The competitive edge?
Yeah.
I'm not going to give them a competitive edge, baby.
I'm surprised they announced it today. They should have just waited until tomorrow. But hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we have a legend in the chat right now.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of going crazy right now. He's mad. My name is Macho. I'm sorry, Macho Man. I'm sorry. I do it because of you. I do it because of you, honestly. But let's get to Armand real quick. JT, Pittman, Pierce, Downs, Warren. Mitchell was lost in the shuffle, and he was not going to get the snaps and targets with that amount of weapons. I completely agree. They spent a 2nd-round pick on him, so obviously they did have some ideas for him. But Pittman was also hurt last year. This year he's very healthy and is showing. Downs is a great receiver as well. Pierce has been the take the top off the defense type of weapon, and then Warren has just been killing it in the intermediate side of the field. It's like, where the hell do you put AD Mitchell in? But he does show those pops when he does reach the field.
I feel the same way about Mechie a little bit too. He was kind of lost in all their weapons over there with Philly. So
how pumped is AD Mitchell? How pumped is he that he went from standing in a crowd to now being on the other side of the field of to Garrett Wilson? So it's got to be crazy excited.
Did you guys see the Mechie interview as well? Rich asked a really good question and was like, hey, Mechie, I noticed that you have lived in Canada and insert other countries that this man has lived in. Has that attributed to you constantly moving, and how is that helping you out, within the NFL, you going from place to place? He's like, yo, that's all I've ever known, but I adapt. And when he said that, I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, these guys that are talking, they're giving them these chances. They got a chip on their shoulder, man. And they want to prove everybody that's given up on them wrong and all that. This guy was a monster in Alabama. Like, this guy was one of the dudes that was there, and he had an unfortunate issue that happened to him, and he's still in the NFL. Bro, it is hard as shit to get into the NFL. Like, that's
Especially
the other thing.
Not only just getting into NFL, but tearing your ACL in the SEC championship game right there before the draft, basically.
Yep.
So I have to deal with that. Then you get hit with leukemia on top of that. It was just one after another, and then by the time he's finally healthy and ready to play, he's already buried on that depth chart.
Well, who's gonna want to take a chance at that point, right? You don't know. Like, yo, you just got an ACL. You play in a position where you need that because, I mean, you got to be explosive, right? And then leukemia happens. Like, does that come back and then just rattles you again? You know, these guys are putting so much money and such an investment in these players itself.
Yeah.
Like, do you take a chance on that?
And even with the ACL injury, they still drafted him in the second round. Like, he still went pretty damn high.
He's good.
That just shows how great he was of a prospect.
Can the Jets be the team where now we take players and they excel with us as opposed to like, please, right? Can we be the rebirth team this time, please?
That would be amazing. I'm tired of being on the other side of that. I want to just point out what Armand is saying. He's saying that Breece Hall is going to sit out if he gets tagged, and John is also agreeing. He definitely wants out. But I think part of him wanting out is the fact that we keep losing. If we're able to switch that around, I think he's willing to stay. He just doesn't want to lose anymore. Am I wrong on that? Or do you guys think like no matter what, he just doesn't want to be a Jet?
Nobody likes losing. So yeah, I don't blame him, but the guy's been a pouty face for like the past month, you know, like every time you see me, look.
Pouty face is hilarious.
Yeah, he is. He's a pouty face. He really is. He's a pouty face. Every time they interview him, he looks like he just, his dog got run over or whatever. If he wants to sit out, be my guest, because that's advertising for the rest of the NFL. Like, how are they going to think, like Abby was saying before, right? Like, this shit gets out into the rest of the NFL and people take notice and they know what you do and they know what you're all about. You might be talented, but that doesn't mean that you're a great person to be in the locker room with. So
that's a good point.
Do your stuff.
I mean, I think too, obviously there were rumors about him being traded this entire time. And then obviously it came out kind of more on the record that, the Chiefs were offering like a fourth for him. And they turned it down. And so I feel like that attributes a little bit to why he wants out. But dude, you're here at the end of the day. Why can't you have the same mindset that Garrett Wilson has?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's kind of what we're expecting. I mean, we as fans are tired of you guys losing too.
Yeah,
they act
like we're happy.
They act like they've been doing this like way longer than all of us on this channel right here. Like, chill, dude. It's been a couple years for you. The thing is, you're still RB1. It's not like you've been demoted in any way. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, the injury happened. So, we're sorry for the chaos, but we're just as tired too. And we're not wanting to jump ship. Well, I know some Jets fans do want to, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, some of them do.
But yeah.
Abby, can I ask you a question, Abby? How much do they pay you to be a Jets fan? Yeah, me too.
I was gonna get mad. I thought she was getting paid.
What I'm saying is, we're all earning $0. This guy's a millionaire, and he's again Mr. Pouty Face. Sorry.
This guy right here and myself, we make content about the Jets and have put more money into the Jets that we're in the red because of the Jets, not in the green where we should be at. So when you got guys that are making millions of dollars and are coming out, first off, you're playing in the New York market where the endorsements that could potentially come out is huge. How many former New York Jets are constantly being reporters now, right? The life after the NFL, and are doing pretty good for themselves. Then there's a lot, one of my favorite guys that I love, and I blame that old man, is Mark Sanchez. Dude, I love Mark Sanchez as a commentator. Like, when he was commentating on a lot of these games and the way he would break it down and being able to relate to guys around my age and all that, I was like, damn, dude, there's nobody out there saying stuff the way he's doing compared to Tom Brady, where you hear Tom Brady, and I just want to throw my damn television into the lake by where I live at because I can't stand that guy, bro. I'm just sorry.
Yeah,
Johnny, I didn't want. I was going to ask. I was actually going to talk to you later about this, but we might be taking on a third person on Jets Worldwide. I reached out to Mark Sanchez. So
hey,
no one's hiring him. So
he's available.
Abby will be our #1 fan on our show.
Literally, that whole situation, I haven't really talked about it because it's really hard for me to navigate because he's the entire reason I am a New York Jets fan. I said it plenty of times. I would die on a hill arguing about Mark Sanchez. I never accept Mark Sanchez slander, and that whole situation happened, and I'm like devastated, But I mean, he made a mistake, and those all have consequences. But again, this was a person I feel like I used to like worship, and now I'm like, what do I do? And so that's why I feel like a lot of my investment has gone into Garrett Wilson at this point because I need to redirect it somewhere else a little bit.
That's a good place to redirect it, though. Surprising that AG, a defensive mind guy, trades off the 2 defensive players and retains the offense. I mean, he would know better than anybody what the defense needs, what they're lacking. So if he felt like they had to go, I think that that's more of a stamp that we just don't need these guys. As great as they are, doesn't mean that they're not great. But for what we need now and what we need going into the future, they just don't fit that.
I mean, Macho, like, I think this shows. So AG stated constantly, right, that I am a head coach, not a defensive coordinator or coach. I'm a head coach that knows it all around. And I think that is right now, these moves, he understands that this league is more towards offense, not towards defense. And the Jets, 100%. All we've ever done is live and die by our defense. Bro, last year, this is the reason why the whole issue with Sauce, and this is my belief in regards to that, because we were wanting Sauce Gardner to get an interception, pick 6, a scoop and fumble. We're wanting that defense to score 21 points a game, okay, so we could win, and we would have been happy and everything and blah blah blah. But the matter of the fact is, what are the rankings of the Super Bowl winners for the last how many years, and what's their top 5 in offense, if I'm not mistaken, year in year after? I don't know. I'm just throwing out a number out there, but the league has changed. It's more offense than anything, and we haven't done that, bro. Rex Ryan used to get on the first pick, and we would get a damn linebacker, bro, and people would be flipping out. And then after that, we pick a defensive tackle, and then after that, right?
God bless Rex. So what I want to do is I want to get into this Sunday. Obviously, tonight's Saturday. We got the Browns coming up tomorrow. I put a little bit of the rankings there, their offense, our defense. I want to know, what do you guys want to see? Do you want us to win this game? Do you guys think we're going to win this game? How do you think this game's going to go? And I'll start with you, Snowball. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
We're going to lose.
Really?
I'm sorry, but we're losing tomorrow.
And why is that?
Well, because I'm usually wrong, so we'll win. And now I'm going to say we're going to lose again because I want us to win.
Right.
And I'm going to leave it at that because the opposite will happen.
I'm cool with that.
Anyway, yeah, listen, we just got rid of 2, statues on the defense, and we have a running back who's disgruntled, and we have an inaccurate quarterback, and they have a crazy pass rusher, and I just think that not many things are looking good for the Jets in this game. It's going to rain. You gotta rely on the run game probably. So, that's the way I think it's going to go. I think it's going to be probably going to be a snoozer of a game.
I think you just got hired, by the way.
Good, John.
You're no longer in the red.
All right, good. I don't want to be the head coach of the New York Jets, though.
Oh,
because I'm not built for this shit. So absolutely not. I am not.
I see
built
what
for
you did there.
this. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it on to Johnny Boy.
Johnny, what you got? Are we winning this game? Do you want to win this game?
You
What's happening?
play the game to win, baby. No, we're getting this W. I don't care what anybody says. Membu and Olu Fashanu are going to make Miles Garrett their BITCH. Okay, they're holding this man in place. The Young Bucks, they're coming in to show you guys that we are going to change the ship, baby. And the 10-game winning streak is already started against Cincinnati, baby, and it's going all the way 10-7.
Let's go.
Give me those green glasses, Snowball, please.
Here. I have them for you. Take them. They're right there.
Abby, you gonna throw cold water on that, or do you think that?
Yeah, because what are you, Johnny Boy? What are you sipping in that cup over there? I'm hoping it's juice and not a beer.
It's
Because that beer
Cavassier.
was
Gin and juice.
It's beer.
literally. No, this has been a hot take of mine since like the season started. I came out with my predictions. The Jets are historically bad coming out of the bye week, just record wise. They are terrible. And I know, first of all, Miles Garrett about to eat tomorrow. Justin Fields says, yeah, I think he eats like, what did he have, 5 sacks last week or something like that? He's about to equal amount. And unless Justin Fields can get that ball out of his hand, I mean, Miles Garrett going to have a field day back there. But I don't know. I am kind of excited to see how this O-line does against that. So we will see. But even then, I have seen the Browns in several games, like at least still put up points. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like this offense, they're wishy-washy to me. The Jets offense, they're wishy-washy. I think it was like, it was a weird one with the Cincy game. I'll be very honest. We have never seen that. And look at what happened, the 2 weeks prior to that. So I don't have this as a Jets dub. And I'll be honest, I'm not even on the tanking train either. Players don't tank. I always want my team to win. So if they win this game, I will be jumping for joy. However, I don't think that's going to happen. And yeah, this is what I think I called it on Wednesday, the toilet bowl. Like you could do all your grocery shopping and cleaning during this game, because I think it's going to be it has the potential to be very low scoring.
100%. 10-7. So unfortunately, Snowball is going to have to leave. But thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
So
Listen, you're in good hands.
Bye,
You got that guy with you. All right. Take care, kids.
Bro.
Have fun.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let me change this. So do you guys want to win? Like that's the question. Abby, I know you think that historically, not even you think, obviously historically we do bad after the bye. But do you think that we can come away with a win, or do you think it's just there's nothing we can do about it?
We can. It all depends on Justin Fields. Just like how, in terms of our draft picks, it's not going to matter unless we have a QB. So yes, we can absolutely win. We need Justin Fields to perform the way we saw him before the bye week. This is a winnable game, just like the Saints is a winnable game as well. This team, I don't want them to. I'm not on the tanking train. There are still several opportunities to come away with wins. The Saints are one of them. I even at one point said like the Jags a little bit. So still a lot of winnable games. I like I said, I will always want this team to win at the end of the day. Will they though is a whole different story. I have seen no consistency from this team, none at all. And so
good. Sorry,
as a Breece Hall fantasy owner, you best believe I want him to eat tomorrow. Like I have you back in the starting lineup. You got me 33 points before the bye. I 100% want that to happen,
Yeah. The scary part is you don't think about it too often, but the Browns have a really good pass defense. They rank third in the league. We rank 32nd in pass offense. That's scary as hell. But on top of that, it's also going to rain too. I don't see a lot of passes happening. I think this game is won by Breece Hall if we do win it. So, I mean, obviously that should be good for your fantasy team. But I think we definitely have a chance to win. We definitely have a chance to win. And part of me feels like the Browns want to lose this game. I don't think I think if anything, they're more willing to tank than we are.
The Browns are just a whole different type of mess than us, to be honest.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And who knows? And who knows? We could look with like them in a couple, in a year or two with all our draft picks, seeing how we draft. I mean, they took 2 quarterbacks. You know what I mean? That could very well be us. I don't know what this regime is thinking in terms of those draft picks, but yeah, I think. When we came into the Bengals week, of course, the Nick Mangold news happened that morning, and I think we needed to win. And I think, and Brandon kind of said it in here, to build optimism and momentum for next season. I think we need to win, and this would be a good spot for a win, considering all that has happened in the last week.
So that's perfect, because that brings me to my next topic, and it's basically how we're going to end this season. I had to draw a little X's on these guys, unfortunately.
I can make it easier for you.
Go ahead, do that.
www, baby. Let's go.
So, and I'll start off with you, Johnny, because I feel like we already know what the answer is going to be. But for the rest of the season, you want us to try to win every single game. Like as long as we can try to win it, go out there and try to win it, correct?
Yeah, bro. I'm probably one of the few that's not sold on this quarterback class that's coming out. And we need to tank, bro. We don't even know how to tank. Okay. We were supposed to tank, and what happened? So
Johnson?
Why not, bro? Like just win. Go and show that we maybe overvalued a lot of the guys that were here. You brought in the young bucks. Look, I'm not here saying playoffs, okay? If I'm being honest,
right
from the very beginning, right? And Abby, she knows, I just want a winning season. Like, I would be happy as crap with 9-8, and we don't make the playoffs because not everything falls for us and all that. Just give me that chance to be like, damn, we're building on something. The culture is changing. He needed time to evaluate the players that he had, because you can't do that in practice. You could only do that when you're playing against another NFL team, and you're seeing when you're going man to man with a guy that's trying to rip your head off and everything. So give me that. Let us be close in these games. Show out against the Patriots. Okay. You got a guy right now in the Patriots that in Rabel that played us. Okay. He played us, bro. He used the New York Jets as a stepping stone to get over to the Patriots. Okay. I don't know if y'all remember that, with the whole Rabel crap and everything. And you got AG that was like, I didn't even give the Patriots the chance to try to talk to me. So just do it. Prove, look, we were supposed to lose against Cincinnati. Everybody had us getting our asses whooped against the Bengals. Okay. The Bengals are going to do this. They're going to do that. This game that's coming against Cleveland, it is the Nick Mangold game, because they're doing a giant moment of silence for him. They're doing the celebration of his life right before the game. They're telling everybody that's going to this game to be in your seats before kickoff because of what they're doing for that. So all of that stuff's going to come into play, and we get a dub. And then I'm just going to be like, let's keep it going.
So, Abby, if it's up to you, do you want to win all these games? Do you want to try to lose just enough to keep us towards the top of the draft? How would you want this season to end if you were in control of it?
I mean, I feel bad that I'm saying I would like us to lose, just win just enough. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
yeah,
at this point, we're already stacked with the draft picks. If you can't find somebody in the, wherever it may lay, you know what I mean? Then you have no business being a head coach or a GM at the end of the day. I always want us to win. And again, players don't tank at the end of the day. The only thing I've said coming into this season, I projected us to be 7-10. Okay. I thought
I was on the same boat.
Yeah, now it seems I was a little over generous, to be honest. But what I wanted to see was consistency and continuously growing as you go throughout the season. I have not seen that the first 8 weeks. I have not seen that one bit. I've seen it be up and down, up and down, up and down. Can you maintain a same level of consistency is what I'll be looking for in this back half of the schedule. Particularly, it's going to depend a lot on Justin Fields. You know what I mean? I want us to be in these games. I'm tired of the blowouts. I'm tired of there was that one game Breece Hall had like 11 touches. No, I don't want to see that anymore. No more fourth quarter blown leads. None of that. Let's hang around in these games. Again, we have a lot of tough matchups, but the Patriots, we play them twice. I'm sorry, we might actually get swept. But can you hit the Ravens when maybe they're kind of on the down a little bit? You know what I mean? You have opportunities to win here. So I'm again, finish out strong. I think you do need to set, after everything that's happened this week, I'm sure there's a lot of trust that's been broken, and the fans are like, we don't know about you. But if you really start kind of shifting that momentum now, we're going to trust that when you go in April and you draft somebody, we're probably going to trust your decision a lot more. But Johnny Boy, you mentioned, all the stuff that they're doing. You got a lot of season ticket holders pissed off that, their rates went right up. And I mean, you have people that that game might be empty to some extent. I mean, it's already been kind of bad throughout the course of the year, but like I said, after everything that's happened this week with the prices going up and then all of these trades, you got a lot of pissed off fans. And I know someone that was in my TikTok comments was like, if you're available, I have tickets to the game that I'll just give to you. And of course I don't live there. So naturally, if I did, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd go. But I mean, and again, you said it was probably going to rain. That dark cloud that just lingers over MetLife is very much still there. I cannot wait till it starts to clear out and we start to see some sunshine up in there.
It's going to be that one moment that's just going to clear up for Nick Folk. And it's from Nick Mangold in the heavens, letting it not rain anymore, dries it up, and he's going to kick a 62-yarder to win us the game. No,
62.
Abby, you're right. And Macho, if you don't mind, I'm going to say this about what we had on the show.
Of course.
Snowball said that our thoughts is that the reason Woody did this was because he wants to put. So I think the lease is up, right, within in 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, for MetLife, to potentially try to see if he could redo what he promised the Jets fan base, that he was going to get us a stadium back in New York, because it was supposed to happen. But unfortunately, our Knicks owner was like, nah, dog, like this is Knicks Nation out here, bro. Like this is not happening. That's what I'm going with, okay? That's what I'm going to believe. That's the reasoning behind it. Because I tell you this much right now. If I still live back in New York, all right, I would be a season ticket holder. As stupid as that sounds, as crappy as we've been, bro, I love this team, man. My son's first word that he learned to spell was Jets, okay?
Fire.
My wife and I were both like, yo, do you just realize that his first word that he knows how to spell is Jets? I'm like, I know he's about to be in a world of hurt, but it's all right, That's why I couldn't let my son do with those other two kids when we lost Sauce and he changed it. Bro, that kid threw that damn.
He threw it so quick,
so fast, man,
so quick. So to answer the question with what I want to see with that rest of the season is kind of the mirror what Abby was saying. Like, I want to see us compete. If we have a chance to win the game, I want us to win the game. But now we're in a position that where if we don't win the game, I'm not as mad as I would have been a couple of weeks ago. But I want to see us compete. I want to know what we have in the people that we currently have right now, so we know how to adjust next year. Are these people that we want in this locker room next year? Are these people that are going to fight each down, or are these people that are going to just give up? Is it going to be Breece Hall just giving up because he doesn't want to be here anymore? Is it going to be Quincy Williams just giving up because he doesn't want to be here anymore? And if so, We know that, and we get the hell out. Just get him out of here. But I want to see us progress. I want to see some type of consistency. I want to see a complete game. Like, let the offense and defense play well in the same game. Like, it seems like one always takes the week off, and they just kind of just keep switching it.
Literally,
and it's so damn frustrating. If we can get a complete game, I think we go back to this thing. We can beat a lot of these teams. The Falcons are very inconsistent. The Browns are trash. The Jaguars aren't as good as their record states. The Saints are trash. Like, we could get a couple of these wins. We can
beat Miami.
We should. It pissed me off the fact that we lost that first game. Like I saw
that coming. We're terrible on Monday Night Football. Terrible.
Tyreek Hill breaks his leg, and we still get 27 points put on us.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's definitely a game that we can win. We can win at least 4 or 5 of these games to end this off. Now, is that something that I want to see? Of course. Of course. I want us to win as many games as possible. If there's a quarterback that we believe in with all of our heart in this draft class, we have the picks to move up to go get him.
Thank you. Yeah. You said it. What I was trying to say, you said it perfectly, Macho.
Yeah, like we have all these assets that we can just move up to get to where we need to get to. But while the season is happening, we need to play to win these games. We need to play our asses off. You want to say something, Johnny?
We have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I get so mad. I throw the damn ball down the field.
Yeah.
Just air it out, and you brought in Justin Fields. I'm sorry. I should probably say I'm not the biggest fan of Justin Fields, okay? But you brought him in here. You can't keep keeping him in his comfort zone. So air out the ball.
Yeah.
We're not gonna lose. Like, we just have nothing to lose. We're 1-7. I want to see if you really want to see what you have, and especially when we have out of these wide receivers, you've got to test him. You know what I mean? And these receivers are hungry for the ball too. We just talked about Mechie and AD Mitchell. They want the ball. Mm-hmm. So you gotta feed them. If you brought in these guys to see where they can fit, you're not going to do that by playing it safe.
100%. And John said it over here. Justin Fields is not the answer. Ground and pound the ball, give the pulse to Brees. It's our only chance of winning, and I agree. I mean, we knew that coming into the season, though. We knew a running game was going to be our friend, our strength, even if that meant Justin Fields getting some runs in there too. But the running game was always going to be our strength. But to what you're saying, Justin Fields has no interceptions, which is great, but that's also because he's not trusting himself enough to throw the damn ball, even when they're wide open sometimes, let alone like being able to anticipate when the receiver is going to be open and where they're going to get to and throw it to that spot. He's just not great at that, which is okay, but you still have to take some chances.
Hey, Macho.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I'm sorry. Nah, dude, you good, Abby, because you're not going to like what I'm about to say.
Oh, I just want the Justin Fields that we saw against Cincy. Now, I know Cincy's their defense is not great, but that's ideally what I would like. You know what I mean? He felt comfortable, and I just haven't seen that comfortability at all. Besides, it was like week 1, and it's like that comfortability went away. But Johnny boy, I will tell you, you brought up the QBs in this draft. I'm not sold on really either of them either. You could wait or do what some people have done, like maybe the Cardinals, and you draft 2 quarterbacks back to back. I don't know. But I don't feel that you 100% need to take a quarterback, early with one of your first picks. You know what I mean? Again, you have to be really sold, because this is a tough environment to come into. And I'm so tired of destroying some of these quarterbacks because you put no weapons around them. I'm sure we all saw Sam Darnold on primetime television look like a goddamn Hall of Famer.
I miss him so much. But John, what was our record with Aaron Rodgers last year? Same
and
shit,
Devontae
man.
Adams.
Like, I'm sorry, I get it. He would have not meshed really well at all with Aaron Glenn. You would have saw Aaron versus Aaron on the 50-yard line battling it out. All right, like, let's be 100% honest. Those two are alpha guys that are in that locker room itself. It would have gotten nasty, bro. Nasty.
Yeah. But I was a big fan of bringing back Aaron Rodgers too. I'm surprised it has worked out. I mean, Pittsburgh's been shaky.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised it's worked out with Rodgers and Tomlin, because Tomlin kind of rubs me that way too, a little bit. Kind of maybe not as intense as AG, but I'm surprised I haven't seen like them butt heads a little more.
Tomlin is loved out here in Virginia, like loved out here because he's a William and Mary guy, and a lot of people that I know that actually really know him have always spoke so highly of this dude that he gets this misconception that he's not a player's guy, but he's somebody that you got to earn his respect, and he's going to give that respect back to you. Maybe he saw what happened over there with Aaron Glenn and that, and was like, look, me and AG are very similar to, but I'm not going to put yourself out on blast like that. Like there needs to be, if I tell you, sit your ass down, sit your ass down. Like let that happen. But I wanted to go back on regards to what she was saying about the Justin Fields stuff. First off, she's a huge Justin Fields fan. Okay. So just let that be known. Like that's her. She was all about some Ohio State freaking Buckeye Justin Fields, and she wanted him over here. All right. No, I'm kidding. But look, you're right. Give us Cincinnati, give us Pittsburgh Justin Fields again. Right. If that means going to your closet, having a good cry session, get it out of your system, and then you're going to come out and play like that again, yo, do it, bro. Like, do whatever you need to get your mental, because that's the problem with this kid, man. It's his mental spot, bro. Like, when he does something wrong, it's just snowballs, right? See what I did there? It just goes down for this kid, and you see it. So, Justin Fields, man, like, it's crazy when you have probably the best athlete on the field in this guy, and he just doesn't produce it, man. Bro, that what was like -9 yards or something or whatever it was.
-10 net passing yards.
Yep.
Yo, that
snowball set.
Unbelievable stat. That is, I thought you like literally. It's funny when the Jets win, no one texts me. No, it's crickets.
Yeah.
Oh, but you best believe when there's stats like that going around, everyone's sending it to me. People I haven't talked to in years send me that stuff. Or that kid that was trending.
Yo, I got that like 8 times.
Literally, I'm like, dude, I haven't even talked to you since like high school.
Yeah.
And you're sending it to me. Get out of here, bro.
Yo, you guys should see the text message between myself and Snowball. Like, it goes from, I hate this team so damn much, like, to when they do one thing right, oh, bro, we're back. We're so back. And then it goes to, why do we hate this team so much right now? Like, bro, it's just a giant roller coaster that when you're on for it, it's like AG says, we're built for this shit. And I guess we are, man.
Yeah, it's instilled into us. So the last topic I want to talk about, because we talked about how we want the rest of the season to go. You see, we obviously have a bunch of draft picks to work with, right? For this year, next year. We've said that we're probably not as sold as much on this quarterback class as probably next year. So I want to give you both a turn to tell me what do you want to see ideally that we do between this year and next year that you think is going to set us up for success? Playoff runs, possibly a Super Bowl. What is it that we have to do to get to there? Abby, I'll let you go first.
You gotta find a damn quarterback. It's not gonna matter what if you draft a wide receiver and with that first round pick, it's not gonna matter if you don't nail a damn quarterback. And that's really all I want. Someone, whether you find him in the draft or there's been some rumors going around, especially around Joe Burrow and all of that. You know what I mean? But with the Joe Burrow,
hell yeah.
But you got to find a quarterback. And I feel like everything else will come into place. Again, you don't have to do it this year. You can wait till next year, because I'm not expecting us to go to the playoffs next year either. You know what I mean? I'm looking at maybe it's probably going to be like 3 years down the line. We'll be a little more competitive. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where my expectations are. Because we know what did Aaron Glenn say? It's going to take some time to turn this ship around. And he's right. You know what I mean? As much as I hated that analogy there, but I do want them to still add you got to get some defensive pieces still. I mean,
Okay.
there's just a lot of holes you can plug in, like another linebacker. You're looking at a corner. Again, you could argue another wide receiver, but let's see what we got from Mechie, and some of these other guys that you brought in. Maybe not, but still plenty of depth pieces that I think are needed. Oh, D line. I think you can.
D-line, yeah.
You can go with a D lineman. Again, it doesn't have to be a quarterback, and like Johnny Boy said, none of these quarterbacks have really just wowed me. You know what I mean? I know Mendoza had he led the field. He led his team to a game-winning touchdown today. It was great. He kind of has some mistakes too that I'm like, oy. I mean, I'm already seeing it with Justin Fields. I saw the same. I'm seeing similar things, but and that's no shade to him. He'll probably win the Heisman. I think he made his case today that he'll be a Heisman winner. But that's kind of where I'm at. Just fill in some of these holes. But I mean, the biggest need is just a quarterback.
So question.
And then give him weapons.
If we end up with, let's say, the 5th or 6th pick, at that point we're kind of out of the range for a quarterback anyway. Are you staying put at that pick, or are you trying to trade back? Are you trying to trade up? Well, what are you doing with that 6th overall pick?
I mean, you could argue for both ways. I think it would just depend who's still on the board at that point in time. I haven't really gone into any, I'll be honest, I haven't gone into any mock draft stuff because that stuff drives me absolutely nuts. I mean, you'll just see it's weekly and it's weekly. And then, I mean, the college football season's not even over yet. And then you still have combine and all those other things to look at. And of course, we saw today that a lot of scouts were at Mendoza's game with Indiana today.
Yep.
But again, that's just the main focus because he's projected to go top 10. We don't know where else some of these other scouts have been too. But it's going to depend who's the best player on the board. I think at the end of the day, if it's not a quarterback, I think you go for the best player on the board, especially if it's a defensive guy.
Okay.
So
I like it. And then Johnny, I'm gonna kick it to you in a second. I do want to I know you're going back and forth with Armand right now. So he says, actually, no, he had this one first. Per Scheffler, Garrett Wilson listed as questionable due to his knee. I know that he was a full participant in practice today, though. So he's most likely going to play. I think that questionable tag is probably just another advantage that we're trying to get over the Browns right now.
What is it called? Competitive advantage.
Competitive advantage. That's going to be the name of the episode. And then he said Harold Fannin and Cedric Tillman are listed as questionable as well, expected to play. Now, I don't know if they put in a full practice. I think they've been limited, if I'm not mistaken. So they have a higher chance of
losing. Sure limited.
He was limited as well.
I think he was for sure limited, yeah.
And listen, as long as Garrett Wilson is playing, I'm happy. And Armand does not like the Burrow talk.
No,
he let us know that yesterday.
Look,
but go ahead, Johnny.
The Burrow conversation, all right, real quick, and I know that he loves to talk about it. I know it's not going to happen, okay? I know that it's not going to occur, okay? But you're telling me there's not a conversation that you would have to have a guy that almost won an MVP with the crappiest line in the league?
Almost won a Super Bowl.
So, but again, I go back and it'll touch in regards with all the picks that we have in your question. I'm on board with Abby because if we're at that 5th, 6th, stick and pick, right?
Stick and pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like best player available and go from there and continue to keep building and building and building for this sustained winning that you've told me multiple times that you want to build with this actual organization itself.
Mm-hmm.
And right, AFG. So I want that. Look, I saw the Mendoza game today, right? This was one of the games that I was like, let me see it because the Lions defense is super, super good, right? Mm-hmm. It's that offense that's super suspect. And it's the Lions are like the closest, right, to a NFL defense that you're going to see.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, what wowed me about Mendoza today was he threw that horrible pick. Okay, that pick was bad.
Okay.
Yo, but that boy, bro, he was like, he let it go, right? He just said, "It is what it is. I'm gonna get these guys back. I'm gonna do it." Yo, and he was darts, bro. And some of these balls, he was putting them in places that his wide receivers, they're the ones that could potentially make a play. That play that he threw it to, he noticed that the corner never turned his head, right?
Mhm.
He knows that his guy is like 6'5" or whatever he is. Just throw it up
Toss it up.
enough to where it's there that he could snatch it. Yo, it reminded me of Mason Taylor. And when
Yes, that's what I was
Brees
just
Hall
thinking
did
about
that,
when you
like,
said that.
boom, he just snatched it up.
Yes.
And I was like, for him to process all of that in real time, I was like, damn, bro, like that's pretty dope. But again, it's not something that I'm wowed. But I go back to this line that we have right now. It's really good. And
Yep.
this line, you got your two bookends. You
Mhm.
got your damn guard now in Titman, because I think Titman needs to stay there. If I'm being honest with you, he's
Tim is nice.
a beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put in a quarterback in there that could potentially, excel. Normally, when you're being picked in the top pick, you're going to a team that is crap. Their line is so suspect,
Mhm.
So I don't know. Like, stick and pick, keep going there. I just want us to have a winning season. I never talk about playoffs. Bro, just give me a winning season. We haven't had one, and I don't know how long. Okay, and then build from there and just keep going. Give me a winning season. It's not that difficult.
I think if we're in a position where we're at like the 5th or 6th pick and we're obviously nowhere near the quarterback picks, I'm not against trading down. Now, I wouldn't trade down too much, of course, because I still want to be in the range where I can get an elite player at a specific position. I like Jeremiah Love a lot, especially with Brees Hall on his way out. I think we can target someone like that within like the maybe 10 to 12 range. So if we can kind of move back into that sweet spot, pick up even more draft picks, because I think we don't have a third. It's
Yeah, we
either this
don't.
year or next year,
Yeah, we
right?
don't.
It's
Yeah,
this year,
this
right?
year.
So we still have some spaces where we could fill up. So I honestly would love to move back just a little bit. Now, if we're in the range where we could get a quarterback, then get a quarterback. Just stick and pick whoever that quarterback may be, pick him up, and then we can see how he is during the season. Still possibly get a quarterback in 2027. We have those 3 picks. I like the quarterbacks there better. And then we can, if we like one of those quarterbacks more than whoever we draft this year and that person turns out to be trash, we can use that as trade bait as well. It works out.
I
Yeah,
like
John.
what she said, and I'm on the same boat. So we had ISU yesterday, and we were conversating about that same scenario, that if we get a quarterback, right, and let's just say in the first pick or whatever, in the late rounds, you get quarterbacks that are dropping that at one point they had the upside to potentially be something. And I'm thinking of like a Drew Aller, right, where he might be going in the way later rounds now
Yep.
itself, to where he could be your backup, right? For a long time. And that's nothing wrong with having that. Tyrod Taylor, he's retiring after this year. That man right now, he's doing so much over here in Virginia that he's setting himself up to retire. So I don't see him coming back. And I think there's something that the Jets are not telling us about that man's injury as well. So Abs,
He's
I'm on the same
practicing,
boat.
right?
Yeah, I'm on the same boat with you. Get it if you can. Get a quarterback. It's not every year. Get a quarterback.
I was even upset they didn't take one this year. Shador was on the damn board.
Forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
and then you sign UDFA and like Brady Cook. I'm like, I don't understand it why you wouldn't take that shot. You know what I mean? Because look at the position we're in right now.
Yep.
You had to have like planned for that, and you always have to plan for like these type of injuries. But yeah, I didn't know that Tyrod was doing kind of all of that work, but I do think his injury is very, very fishy. I don't like it.
So I want to highlight this real quick. Would you want a veteran quarterback position Burrow or Murray and then draft the quarterback, or draft the quarterback and have him sit behind Fields?
I'll take that
Oh.
right away. Because you know what? I'm here in Arizona. I watch every single Arizona Cardinals game as well. No to Murray.
No to Murray.
No.
Me as well. Johnny,
No,
how you feel
So,
about Murray?
so would you want a veteran at the QB position, Burrow Murray, or draft a quarterback and have him sit behind Fields? Armand, get ready because you're gonna love this. Been there, done that with the veteran stuff. It's time for us to truly continue to keep building within the draft, save the money that we're trying to save to fix up every other hole that we are potentially going to have itself, and stick and pick, man. Bro, could you imagine if we're going into the off season and then there's a potential for us to get a disgruntled George Pickens in Dallas and he wants out, and we have the cap space, cap room to do that itself? Like, those are the things that I think that Muji is doing as somebody that's in business, in the business world, where you're starting to forecast for the future. So when everybody's playing checkers, you're playing chess.
Mhm.
Yo, bro, I like get a quarterback, build it that way, and keep drafting a quarterback. I love Burrow, bro. Like, I
Me
just
too.
know it's not gonna happen. And I'm a hell no. I'm a hell no to Murray, man. Hell no. That
Yeah.
dude got in trouble. Didn't he get in trouble for like lying and playing like video games when he was
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah, there's
studying?
been some stuff like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know what? I love the idea of Burrow too, but it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? And so I don't even want to entertain it. And, again, I'm not Justin Fields' biggest fan. You also paid him $30 million to be here. So, it's a
Perfect,
2-year
the
deal. Just,
perfect bridge.
mhm.
Why not? Because we're so wanting to put in this quarterback, dump him into this New York media, this fan base that, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Macho, are you okay with me saying this word real quick? Starts with an A
Oh,
and
go
with an
ahead.
E.
Yeah,
Okay,
please
we're a
curse.
bunch of assholes, man. Okay, like we really are, and we
Yeah.
chew and spit them right out. Okay, like if you have not given me a Super Bowl as of yesterday, you're the worst thing that we've ever had, bro. It was with Sam Darnold. You saw what we did to Sam Darnold, man. We never gave that guy any kind of weapons or anything. He goes to these other places, is given time to truly sit back with a person that's an offensive-minded individual and truly learn from it.
Mhm.
But he came over here from USC. He was up in Cali to New York, completely different. And
Yep.
he was chilling around Long Island. Anybody that's from the island itself knows how the people in the island party, okay? And that's why he called mono. Anyways, going back to it, right? Like, bro, it's the truth, man. Like, just build it the right way. Give these guys the opportunity. Let them sit back. Look how it's happened to Dart, right?
Mhm.
He had to sit behind Russell Wilson, Jameson Winston, and then it was Dart.
Mhm.
He ended up beating out Winston, flipped it
Mhm.
around itself. You saw what Russell Wilson was, took over it, and was able to excel. You learned from two guys, okay, when Russell Wilson was a dude, when he was really good back in the day. Winston, your gunslinger, that's going to give that opportunity, and you learn from them, bro. Like, why can't we make that recipe? Why can't we like follow it and go from there? Where's our Dart? Where's that opportunity for us to potentially do that? And we don't. We fucking just say, here you go. I'm gonna give you the keys to the New York Jets organization and get ready, because this fan base is going to kill you. That's why I love AG saying what he says on a lot of these pressers and everything, because he's telling you, like, yo, I played here, bro. I know how you guys are going to act. You guys are wanting me to say something so it could be clickbait, and
Mhm.
it could just start going everywhere and everything. Bro, we were killing this dude for being himself on dancing. When's the last
I
time?
wasn't. I was dancing with him.
I was not like, I hated that because people were like, why is he celebrating? We still lost the game. It was a great play at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
allowed to celebrate when this team has a play like that. Will McDonald, I mean, it was out of left field. You know what I mean?
Beautiful
Like,
play.
yes. So he's allowed to do that. You're allowed to celebrate the little wins with this team because we don't have many all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was about to be a comeback win. Like,
And the one
how do you
thing
not?
I've never said about Aaron Glenn is, people were already saying to fire him. What are you doing? After 8 games, you're wanting to fire him. And also, Woody Johnson paid him a hell of a lot of money to
Thank
be
you.
here. He's not
Thank
going to
you.
be a one and done. I have never been, again, he's made some mistakes. I feel like he made several adjustments. One of them was like the 2-minute drill. Why aren't you taking a shot right before the half?
Yeah,
He fixed it at the Bengals game, though. And I'm like, oh, all right. You know what I mean? But I have to give him, it's hard because you got to be like, you have to ride the line because this is also his first time being a head coach,
Yep.
but we also expect more. And it's a very fine line, and it's very difficult for even me, you know what I mean, to realize that sometimes, again, we're very passionate fans. We want to lash out, but when that's why when we sit back, we're like, oh, let me think about this for a minute. But yeah, Aaron Glenn, I don't necessarily like all the time how he handles the media. I'm not 100% opposed to it. With some questions, yes, I think he handles it very well. You know what I mean? But, like the quarterback thing, I'm kind of over it at this point. You're not, what is it? Competitive advantage is what we've been saying all episode.
Yep.
It's not doing much.
Macho, can I ask you and can I ask Abby a quick question? And
Please do.
if you could bring back up Jets Worldwide Snowball
Oh, I got you right here.
thing right here. Okay. So Abby, you're a Garrett Wilson fan, right? Like, or is it fair for me to say that's probably your favorite player on the Jets team currently?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
I have both his rookie number, and then I just bought a upgraded 5. So
Nice.
yes.
Okay. So you have Aaron Rodgers and you have Garrett Wilson. You could only have one player to be on this team.
Garrett Wilson.
Who is it?
Garrett Wilson. Of course.
Not even close.
Exactly. That's what was going on. Because if Aaron Rodgers would have came here, Garrett Wilson was gone. Garrett
Why
Wilson
is that?
was gone, bro. Like he was gone. He was gone.
Why would he be gone though?
He had beef with bro. When he said on the interview, right? I have not talked to that man since he left here.
Right.
I was like,
no, and that's a hard thing for me that I always got to think about because there was all of that frustration already kind of in the season because Tay was obviously here, and
Yep.
I mean, he really wasn't feeding him the ball. That's why I do have to realize that because again, I wanted Aaron Rodgers back here, but I fully understand why he's not.
mm-hmm.
And I'm cool, and I'm cool with it. I've made my amends. I'm not going to say that we would have been any better with Aaron Rodgers this year, to be honest. So
we did everything for that man, everything that guy wanted. I've never seen a player have that much power over an organization since Aaron Rodgers coming. Look, I loved Aaron Rodgers, bro. I love that dude, man. Like he was probably one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. The way he threw such a pretty ball.
He was nasty,
bro. But him coming to the Jets and what happened with the Jets made me start being like, like, get this dude out of here, please.
We
like,
still have Lazard on our team because of him. To what John's saying, like he's
Lazard
basically
took a big pay cut, though.
Shout out to
he
Muji.
had to.
Because Muji gave him an offer that he couldn't refuse.
He's turning out to be the LeBron of the NFL, where he joins a team and he wants control over basically everything. Who's here, who goes, who stays, and I hate that. Snowball.
That's exactly it. Yes, I wanted the Will Howard, right? I wanted Will Howard that he was dropping to the 6th round, a guy that won a championship over there, and people were like, no, dude, bring these guys that have been winning stuff, the pedigree that's there and everything. That was a big guy. He could throw the ball. But we didn't even give him we didn't even bat an eye on this dude, bro. Now, granted, I really love all the picks that Muji and that AG did within the last draft itself because these guys are panning out, bro. Arian Smith I was saying it. I was hyped when we got that dude because I knew the speed that he has, and everybody was like, "Oh, his route running sucked." Blah blah blah. He couldn't catch all this, bro. When you have Carson Beck throwing you the ball, how's Carson Beck right now doing over there in Miami? Right? Ask his wide receivers. Ask him.
I think I wasn't really a fan of him getting drafted, honestly, because at that point we didn't have a wide receiver too, and he wasn't the answer to that. Um, but to his credit, obviously, we don't have a quarterback that can throw him the ball, even if he was running his routes great. So I'm not mad to have him on the team, but you see someone like Alec Pierce. He can be in that same similar role where he's not getting the ball a lot, but when he is getting the ball, it's big splash plays. It's just that we don't take the chances.
Arian Smith has the most separation out of any wide receiver right now in the league, if I'm not mistaken. He is getting open. It's an unfortunate position. Look, and I'm a Justin Fields guy, right? But I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Yo, he's been playing like trash, bro. Straight trash. And you're seeing guys that are being wide open. He doesn't give you any kind of anticipation on any of those throws that he does itself. It's either if you're open, he'll get it to you and stuff. That's why that one catch from Tyler Johnson, that he threw him that ball like that with anticipation of itself.
Mhm.
I was like, oh shit, like, bro, go back in the closet, dog. Every game,
Yeah,
cry
yeah.
and just
Pre-game ritual.
get it out of your system and get back. All right.
See, at least Johnny Boy, like when you just said you like Justin Fields, you know what I mean? But half of the Justin Fields people I talk to that like him, it's like they have nothing but blinders up and they can't admit that, I'm sorry, he's played like garbage.
He has.
He has been inconsistent and they'll blame it on everyone else besides Justin Fields, and we'll go back to the game where 9 sacks. I went through a whole thing in one of my videos of like, this one was O-line fell apart. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time I'm like, he's looking at a wide open receiver. You had at one point had like Garrett Wilson pointing at, I think it was like Jeremy Rucker that was open. He's literally pointing and he's looking that way. And so I'm glad you're able to at least admit that he's been disappointing.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, this is not what we thought we maybe had in him, especially when we brought in Engstrand, who had such success coming over.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And is that creative mind, you know what I mean? And I feel like people have been hard with Engstrand as well, but also his quarterback, it's been hard to dictate how it's going to go each week, you know what I mean? And sometimes I think he comes in with a game plan and then it has to change on the fly. He's made sometimes some second half adjustments that have been better, but then sometimes, that one game Justin Fields was bench and then you're bringing in Tyrod, 2 totally different quarterbacks now. Now you're changing the whole game plan, so.
Abby, you knew that I was a Justin guy. Like, that was my guy. But, yo, when you're holding the ball for well over 7 seconds, and that's bad, bro, where you have your linemen that they're asked about that. And this is why I say that this line could be very special, because you got Tippmann, and Tippmann goes, well, what that means is that the line needs to hold the defenders for 8 to 9 seconds. Bro, they're like, we need to do better. We need to be better at that point. They're not trying to give any excuses or any reasonings for everybody or whatever. Yo, how many games have been so close? And then everybody's, oh, but it's in garbage time, blah, blah, blah.
Some of them weren't.
Yo,
I mean, the Bucks game.
When you're when you're in, like, when you're losing going into the fourth, right? Isn't that kind of garbage time, right? Because you're trying to come back and stuff like that. Like,
you got to score in garbage time to come back,
right? So
yeah.
I don't know, but again, he has not played good at all. There's been so many people that have been so wide open. He's not getting the ball. He's not progressing to what he. My fear in this game itself, even though I love Garrett Wilson, is that now he's going to try to just feed it to Garrett Wilson instead of what he did in the Cincinnati game, where he was giving it to everybody that was there. When he saw that freaking Mason Taylor's open, boom. I see Isaiah Davis open, boom. Let me give it him. Let me give it a breeze. Let me do this. Let me do that. Right. So we're winning tomorrow. Damn it, aren't we?
I hope so. I hope so. I'm gonna put a bow on this. So I think we're all on agreement that Justin Field needs to play better. We need to try to win some games, or at least try to see some type of cohesion in this team, offense, defense, some hustle, some grit. And hopefully after the draft, we're coming away with a quarterback, maybe two. Who knows? But we need to see some damn improvement, and this starts with tomorrow. It starts with tomorrow with the Browns, a very winnable game. If we come out and we lay an egg, I mean, we'll come back Saturday and talk about it, but I don't even want to think about that. But before we end this, I want you guys to plug whatever you guys got going, whatever you guys got planned coming up. Abby, what you got going on?
Oh, yeah. So I'm at abs_rants on TikTok and on Instagram. I have an immediate reaction video after every single game. So you'll see it tomorrow. And then I have like a longer video that I post on Mondays, or if it's like, I think we have Thursday night football coming up too. It'll be on like Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I have sports rants with Abby and friends every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern. That's the Pop Sports Net. I know you linked it down below as well.
Yes,
fun show. And then of course, I'm trying to get more on a regular schedule with my guy Woody and Michael K.
Mhm.
But we're on Take Flight Talk. It's take_flight_talk on Instagram. But we've been releasing some content there, just again trying to get on a schedule. But literally, it's like Jets content, like at like every other 2 days, it feels like. So I never get tired of talking about this team. I can talk about them all day long. And, you know, Thanksgiving coming up, my uncles are like Cardinals fans and Niners fans. And it's always a good time and a fun conversation with them. So
love it. Love it. Johnny boy, what you got coming up? What you got working on? What you got?
Yo, first off, Abby, I really enjoy your rants after the games. That dance video that you had after we won literally embodied everybody that's a Jets fan that we won that game itself, because with a minute left, everybody thought there's too much time left. Like, this defense is going to let off a play. And yo, I need to see a side-by-side video of that dance move with AG's dance move, and we need to have a poll up who danced better. All right, so you guys need to check her out because it is hilarious, funny.
I had that queued up for so long because I thought a win was coming sooner. Like I expected a win, and I was like, "Oh my god, this thing is literally gonna sit here." And I was already planning, like, if we go winless, I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna have to release it like after the season is over." And you know, I have several drafts. I was planning on that, but I was like, the week I didn't expect it happened, and I was like, "Oh yes, now here we go."
The dedication.
But you could catch myself and my partner, Snowball, Jets Worldwide, wide, all one word. And we're on YouTube every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A couple of guys that's been tortured for a very long time being a Jets fan. We just get on there, we bring guests, we talk about what's going on. It's the perfect time that we think we've had time to really digest everything that's occurred during the week after the game, that on Friday we're able to kind of really talk about it and get an understanding. And we also do a game show type of actual show itself. So we brought back the match game, which Macho was rocking with us on that. So that was pretty dope. Abs, she's been on it too, so she knows how that happens. We brought that back. We're gonna continue it once we do it once a month. I think that's where, because it is very difficult to have 10 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 people to get that.
That was a lot.
And the Wheel of Misfortune as well. So again, Jets Worldwide, all one word. But this ain't about myself. If you guys are watching, y'all need to go ahead and hit the like and hit the sub for our guy Macho. Macho is doing some work. The graph in the background is dope. I see all of this stuff and I'm like, Snowball, bro, we need to step our game up, dog.
The intro was dope too. It got me hyped coming in. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys for coming out, man. I appreciate obviously your insight. Listen, we need this community. With as much shit that we go through, we need each other. And I'm gonna end this the only way I know how.
Hell yeah.
And that's it, man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all.
Thank
Peace.
y'all.